Fuck yes, cunt. No more Khamzat. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today, first, I just want to start by saying I was wrong. Again, man, my main event picks in 2026 are cursed. I'm just going to start by saying I'm picking Gaethje to beat Topuria. Fuck it. If I pick Topuria, Gaethje's going to somehow fluke it. Marlon curse is a real thing. But man, what a fight it was. And can I also just say, I honestly thought Strickland was going to get the decision at the end, probably because it's Mother's Day here in Australia and I watched the fight over a video call because my friend was at the bar. Meanwhile, I was at home watching Highlander with my family because it's Mother's Day. And my TikTok stream as well ended, so I had to literally watch the main event via Snapchat video call. And watching it live, I thought Khamzat won, but then after rewatching it, I thought, yes, I think Strickland edged it. But the point is, I don't care. I am so happy Khamzat lost his fucking belt. Now he's going to stop holding up the division, being a sport terrorist and a real life terrorist. And we're going to have Strickland again as champ. Now, I know Strickland's not the most exciting champ ever. His fighting style's pretty hit or miss. But it's 1,000 times better than having Khamzat lay on Dricus for 5 rounds. I'll tell you that much. And yeah, as far as what's next for Khamzat, get back in line, buddy. You got an easy path to the title. You had one legitimate middleweight win, and then they gave you a title shot. You stunk it up for 5 rounds, and you lost the belt on your first defense. Get in line. Nassourdine Imavov is getting the next title shot. And honestly, I feel like Nassourdine can beat Sean in a rematch. I mean, that's a prediction video for another time. I'll get into that maybe in my own video, but yeah. Khamzat, get back in line. You got the easiest path to the title. You lost in your first defense. Get back to the drawing board or move up to... Honestly, Khamzat should move up to light heavyweight. I mean, he's probably one fight away from a title shot in that division anyway, since that's such a wasteland of the division. And all the top contenders are coming off losses, so maybe he should move up and fight Paulo Costa in a number 1 contenders fight, and then he can probably get a title shot. That'd be my pitch for Khamzat. And yeah, Strickland's got to defend the belt against Imavov, and then maybe Dricus or Pyfer can be next after that to fight the winner. But yeah, Strickland looked great tonight. Like, in the first round, it was a bit dicey. As soon as he got taken down the first round, I'm like, yeah, he's fucked. But then in the second round, once Strickland reversed that takedown and got into Khamzat's guard, I was like, hang on a second. What's going on here? Like, Strickland actually was raining down punches and got about 3 minutes of control time, which was pretty damn good. And then as the fight went, it became mostly a stand-up battle. I mean, Khamzat didn't even shoot until the 4th one because he couldn't. He was tired, and when he did, he got reversed. So I really hope these dumbass Muslim fans don't spread the narrative, oh, Khamzat didn't wrestle, like what they did with Bilal JDM, even though Bilal got kept on the feet. But I will say this, Khamzat did all right on the feet against Sean Strickland. Like, he did land some good jabs and some good right hands, a couple of good body shots, and even made Strickland's nose bleed. Like, this is the most defensive striker in the UFC, and he was still landing good shots on him. So I will give that to Khamzat, that he did much better on the feet. He did better than what Tyra did on the feet against against Joshua Van, but we'll get into that later. But Khamzat's striking's definitely improved, I'll say that, but his cardio obviously hasn't. The only reason he went 5 rounds at Dricus was because he laid on him for 5 rounds, and Dricus gave no resistance until the final round, and when he did, that's when Khamzat started to fade. So I guess I should have taken that more into consideration, I guess, but, I mean, let's be real, everyone fucking picked Khamzat to win this fight. If you picked Sean Strickland, no, you did not. You did not pick Sean Strickland unless you were just going off vibes. So yeah, Sean Strickland does it again. He beats a guy who was considered the best striker in the division, and now he just beat the best grappler. So Strickland is a true mixed martial artist, I guess. But yeah, my picks are cursed for this year, honestly. Like I said, for UFC White House, I'm picking Strickland. I'm picking Gaethje to beat Topuria. I'm picking I'm picking Ian Gary to beat Makhachev. And fuck it, I'm picking McGregor to beat Holloway because every pick I've made this year has been wrong. And I've picked the favorites for all of it as well. But yeah, Sean Strickland does the impossible. He beats Khamzat Chimaev by split decision. And honestly, I think it's fair that it was a split decision because it was a close fight. And then that way you can't really cry robbery because it was neck and neck and it was a split. Meaning it could have gone either way. So yeah, but good fight from Sean Strickland. I guess him versus Imavov is the next fight to make that rematch. And yeah, I can't wait. Khamzat Chimaev can either fight fucking Kaya Barao or he can move up. But yeah, let's get on to the co-main event. Now, moving on to the co-main event, Joshua Van put a striking and boxing masterclass on Tatsuro Taira, and once again proved me wrong. He was able to get up from the grappling, which is something I didn't think he'd be able to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, Van's got good takedown defense and good get-ups and anti-grappling, but Tatsuro Taira was on another level and was also a lot bigger than Van, and I just thought he'd be able to take him down and kind of just smudge him and eventually work for a submission or get a ground and pound finish. But nope. Van proved his get-ups to be too much, and on the feet, he just absolutely beat the shit out of Joshua Van. Tatsuro Taira has no striking. I don't know who started this bullshit narrative that he has underrated striking just because he dropped some can that we've never heard of from the Contender Series and won a TKO win. Now all of a sudden he has good striking. Like, they need to stop making up this bullshit narrative that grapplers have good striking just because they KO one or two cans. Like, they did this with Sean Brady, who we'll get to later. They did this with Brian Ortega, and then they did this with Taira. These motherfuckers, just because they have one or two fights where their striking looks okay or they land some good shots, does not mean they have good striking or that they are elite level strikers that can keep up with guys like Joshua Van. Jesus Christ, stop with these bullshit narratives. And yeah, Taira also has no head movement once again, which is why Van was able to jab him up and piece him up and go to the body as well. He literally nearly finished him like 3 times. He dropped him in the second, dropped him badly in the third, and then in the fifth, rocked him, had him out on his feet, hurt him to the body, and then the ref calls it. Honestly, the ref should have stopped it in round 3 because he was getting beat. It was 2-2 going into the fifth, but Joshua Van would have had a 10-8 in the third, so it would have been, if it went to a decision, it would have either been a win or a draw for Joshua Van, so Taira needed the finish. And yeah, I think some people were saying early stoppage, but it's like, no, it was not. Van looked incredible, and honestly, I think he beats Pantoja in that rematch. Like, I think he's proved that he is the real champ, and I thought he could beat Pantoja the first time. Now I'm sure of it. I honestly think it's going to take someone like a Manel Kape that can beat Van. Someone who can match him on the feet, has more power, and is quicker than him. Because Van has been KO'd before, so he's not invincible. So I feel like it's going to take a Manel Kape to beat him. I think he beats Pantoja, then after that he loses to Manel Kape when he gets a shot. If he can get past Horiguchi. I think Horiguchi's also another tough matchup for him. I think it's going to take a striker with power to beat him, not a grappler. And on an unrelated note, it's kind of crazy to think that the co-main and main event were basically the same fights. You had a dominant grappler with some power on the feet versus a boxer with good anti-grappling. Now, I was picking the grappler to beat both of them, and yet the boxers were able to use their anti-grappling and piece them up on the... Well, I wouldn't say... Well, Strickland kind of pieced Khamzat up on the feet, but it wasn't anywhere near as dominant as Joshua Van was on the feet. And Taira was also got more done on the ground than what Khamzat did, so there is that. But yeah, they were basically like mirror matchups, and yet they both played out the exact same way. Who would have thought? But yeah, this was just a brilliant performance. It was fight of the night for sure, and honestly, performance of the night by Van. I guess you do him versus Pantoja now, maybe in September or October. But yeah, I can't wait. Joshua Van is the real champ, and he proved that. And like I said, I honestly think he beats Pantoja when they rematch later in the year. But yeah, let's move on to the rest of the card. I'm just going to speed through it because I've got a family dinner to go to right now. In the feature fight, Volkov beat Waldo Cortez Acosta by a close decision. And that, can I just say, that's 2 picks on the card I got wrong, where they were both close decisions that could have gone either way. I'll be honest, I didn't pay attention much to this fight because I was watching a movie with my mom. We're watching what was it? Highlander. So yeah, I was kind of half watching it. But yeah, Volkov's on a 2-fight win streak. I guess he's getting closer to a title shot now. Not much to say there. Sean Brady dominated Joaquin Buckley like worse than I was expecting. I mean, he didn't finish Buckley, so I guess that's a plus for Buckley, but he was pretty fucking dominant. I mean, look at that. 30-25, Jesus. And then opening up the main card, Robert Green destroyed Jeremy Stephens and submitted him in a round, which, a fucking submission, man. Jeremy Stephens, pack it up if you're getting submitted by Bobby Green. So yeah, as far as what's next for all these guys, I think for Volkov, he's probably going to have a title eliminator, maybe against Hockett if he wins. Aldo Cortez Acosta, I don't know, maybe Curtis Blades. Sean Brady, maybe him versus JDM next, and Buckley can fight, I don't know, the winner of Leon and Daniel Rodriguez if that fight happens, and Bobby Green, fucking, I don't know, whatever fraud's coming up in the rankings, give him to Bobby Green, and then Jeremy Stevens can retire. Then on the prelims, Atiba Gutierrez won, big surprise. Joel Alvarez lost, and I couldn't be bothered going through the rest of them. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, hashtag all hail the Marlin Army. I know my prediction was wrong as fuck. Feel free to shame me in the comments. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.